BMW might be the only brand where the badge tells you nothing. Those blue and white rings, they could be sitting on a $40,000 commuter your coworker leases, or on a 700 horsepower super sedan that European bank robbers use as a getaway car. Same badge. So today, we're breaking down every single level of BMW, from the cheapest one in the lineup all the way up to a forgotten supercar the company spent 40 years trying to replace and never could. Let's get into it.
Everybody starts here. The 230i, a 2-liter turbo 4, 255 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, starting around $40,000. It's small, it's sharp, and honestly, nobody buys it for the spec sheet. People buy it so they can casually say, yeah, I drive a BMW, and not technically be lying. And fair enough, the badge does something to people. But here's what you need to know before you buy one. The 230i Coupe, that's a proper rear-wheel drive BMW. But its cousins, the Grand Coupe and the X1, are front-wheel drive, built on the same platform as a Mini.
Same showroom, same badge, completely different soul. BMW purists won't even look at you, so just know which one you're buying. This is where BMW actually makes its money. The 330i, the 530i, 255 horsepower. The car your boss drives. The car in every office parking lot. Solid, forgettable. Nobody's life was ever changed by a 330i, but nobody was ever disappointed by one either. But step up to the 540i and you get the engine that matters, the B58, a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6, 375 horsepower.
And here's the crazy part. This is the same engine family Toyota begged BMW for and dropped into the new Supra. It's so overbuilt, tuners run 600 plus horsepower on the stock internals. You're buying a luxury sedan with a race engine heart the factory deliberately turned down.
Okay, now we're cooking. This is where the actual M division takes over. The heart of it, the S58, a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6. The M2 makes 453 horsepower. The M3 and M4 competition, 503 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, with all-wheel drive.
And yeah, these are the cars enthusiasts actually fight about, partly because of that grille. And if 503 isn't enough, the M3 CS exists, 543 horsepower, and it'll out-accelerate supercars that cost 3 times as much. This is the level where BMW stops being a luxury brand and starts being a weapon.
The M5, the original do-everything monster. A car that seats 5, holds your groceries, and humiliates sports cars. The brand new 2025 M5 is a plug-in hybrid, twin-turbo V8 plus an electric motor for a combined 717 horsepower. But here's the controversy. All that hybrid tech made it fat. The new M5 weighs over 5,400 pounds, nearly half a ton heavier than before. It's so heavy, the previous M5 CS, the lighter 627 horsepower one, is actually quicker in the real world. BMW added 90 horsepower and somehow made it slower to love. Fans were not gentle about it. Above the M5 sit the giants, the M8 competition, 617 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the low 3s, wrapped in a gorgeous Grand Touring body. The X5M, an SUV that has no business moving the way it does.
And then there's the XM, BMW's strangest flagship. Because here's the thing, the XM is only the second car in history that BMW's M division designed completely from scratch as its own standalone model.
not based on any regular BMW. And the first time they ever did that? 1978.
BMW builds the M1, mid-engine, hand-built, styled by the man who drew the DeLorean, with a body originally engineered alongside Lamborghini. A 3.5-liter straight six, making 273 horsepower. Modest now, otherworldly then. Only 453 were ever made. It was so advanced, there was no racing series fast enough for it. So BMW invented one, the Pro Car Series, where Formula One world champions raced identical M1s on Grand Prix weekends. Niki Lauda, Nelson Piquet, in the same car.
And then it was gone. The M1 was the first M car and the only true mid-engine supercar BMW ever built. Everything you just watched, every M3, every M5, that 700 horsepower hybrid, the XM, all of it exists because of this one car. For over 40 years, BMW has chased it and never truly built another one. Every M1 left is a piece of history, a supercar from a company that mostly makes sedans for everyone else. It never quite made sense, and that's exactly why people never stopped loving it.
So that's every level of BMW, from a $40,000 four-cylinder all the way up to a hand-built legend with a Formula One bloodline. If this finally made those blue and white rings make sense, drop a like and subscribe. We do one of these for a different brand every week. See you in the next one.